Oh yeah, baby. That's it.
A triple.
That was kind of peaky.
Yeah, it's because we're yelling.
Yeah, I don't want to. There we go.
But
That's pretty good. Welcome.
what's up, dude?
Welcome here
What's going on?
to us.
I wish this thing was closer, man. I didn't realize how far away it was.
Yeah.
Switcher. Just gonna move it a little bit closer.
Yeah.
There we go.
We shouldn't have to switch too much. Thing is if we keep it here and here,
Yeah.
like if I say a bunch of stuff and then you say
Look
a
how
bunch
far
of
it
stuff.
looks like you're away from me. We're just.
Is that better?
Yeah. I think so.
But if I say if I talk a bunch and then you talk a
Yeah.
bunch, we don't have to switch as much.
Yeah, for sure.
So right now you can talk.
Yeah, no. What do you want to talk about today? I guess we already labeled.
Yeah,
the
we
video.
said AI, and the reason I said AI is because I listen.
This beer is sponsored by podcasts.
No, we're not. We can't sponsor anyone
This
legally.
sponsored is Beer by Codcat podcast.
Yeah.
No, we're not
What is
sponsored.
that? Texas.
It's like a
Texas
It's a
lager.
Texas lager. It's from HEB. We're real Texas boys. Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. I'm like creeping out. It's okay.
You seem more colorful than me.
I just have a colorful personality. Let me. I'm not Cinelike. I'm standard.
I don't think I'm Cinelike. I think I am standard, but my standard's turned down a little bit.
And my
On the cover.
Cinelike's turned up a little bit.
So, how you been? How's life? How's everything going? It's good. It's good. Good to hear.
That's gonna look a little bit better.
I want to shrink this down
Shrink
so I
it.
can see chat.
Oh, you can just do a chat pop out.
Sick.
I can get rid of that. Just shrink this. Actually, you can do one of these.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow,
Yeah,
that's nice.
it's very nice.
Nice.
We probably should have switched it the other way.
I love that.
Oh wow!
Wow, that's easy.
Oh wow! We're getting good with technology these days.
That's pretty nice.
But anyway, so AI. Yeah, I was talking about AI. Listening to AI this morning on. I was listening to Joe Rogan.
Of course you were. Yeah.
Because like that's just what I do when I drive all the way like to my house.
Yeah. We were like
And-
45 minutes away. So.
Yeah. And so I'm like driving, listening to his latest podcast.
Right.
So I highly recommend it if you want to listen to it. I think it's number 15 something, latest one, and he talks about basically he's talking about AI and like how we're gonna like be replaced essentially by technology.
We are.
Yeah, he's not really saying that particularly, but I think inevitably that's.
AI will definitely outlast
I think it's gonna
us. Yeah, AI was gonna outlast us for sure.
I think it's fair to say we will be replaced by AI.
Yeah.
Some sort of artificial technological thing.
Yeah.
No, don't know what it's gonna be, but something.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. That's pretty dang deep. Like to think about. That's pretty existential.
Well, and and he was talking about stuff like people are like looking to like robots as like companions, like software.
Really?
Yeah, like people in Japan, there was a study there was this guy. This wasn't Joe Rogan, but he was talking about because I've always wanted to build my own like Siri and make him like personal, like to me, make it like a personal
Right.
AI assistant that can talk to me and it would be, he'd be cool or she'd be cool. Like it
Right.
wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
here's the weather. It'd be like, yeah, it's gonna rain today, fam. Like that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Like that's what I want. And something that could adapt, you know. So I'm like looking up like what's the latest like how can I get it? And this video comes up, and it says something about Japan's latest
Really?
like robots can replace. And this guy's talking, and he's like, Japan now has robots that can replace your wife. Like they can walk around. They
Japan's
can cook.
Japan's got their
and-
priorities straight.
Yeah, they
for
can
sure.
cook, and they can like clean things up and
Right.
like basically just do whatever you want them to, and they can replace like people as androids to fill in like jobs. Like,
Dang.
but the kicker is he said, I don't know how true this was,
Right.
but he said that his sources, he's a reporter to the reporters. So he basically writes news. His face never sees the TV.
Mhm.
He does stuff for like he said he does stuff for CNN. That really, I mean,
Yeah.
I could care less honestly.
About CNN.
Like the trustworthiness there doesn't any local like any news source. I don't
Yeah.
know. But he's like, I do like the writing for them, and then they report it. He's like, well, this has been like something that we Americans don't know about. It's like, it is crazy stuff. Like, this is really weird, but he said that these robots can bear children.
No.
That's
like,
what he said.
Like robot children.
No. Like human
children.
children. Like, they can have your baby.
I mean, there's already test tube babies.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that like
But that-
a robot is like have a test tube part of
It's just weird.
like their bot.
It's just
their
weird.
body.
I don't like. That's gonna be a prejudice against robots.
Mhm.
You can't use that in the future.
That's like robot racism. What's that
Yeah.
called?
Botism.
Botism. No, that's botany. That's plants.
No. Anyway, but like, yeah, they're saying like crazy stuff like that. Like, it's happening, and these robots start at $345,000 a
Yeah.
piece.
Okay, that makes sense.
And
I was about to say, is that technology happening now for like consumers? But
Well,
that's not
it's not-
consumers at all.
it's for rich people. Rich,
That's
rich
rich,
people.
yeah.
Like, but I mean, also, I mean, who knows? You know, I haven't seen anything about them. But also, he said there's a reason that we don't know about it. Like,
Right.
in the U.S., I don't know. I don't know if it's legit. But either way, it was interesting to think about. It was like, come on, like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy to think about. That's pretty wild. When you said AI, I thought immediately of like talking about like Siri and
Yeah.
Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna say something for sure. And all, Google and all them other bots, and how they are right now. Because I feel like we've like in the past. I mean, when we graduated high school, which was like 4 or 5 years ago now, they were about the same.
Siri started in 2016 or 2014? 13, I think.
2013, yeah.
Yeah.
I think. And that, like, she had some strides in the beginning, but ever since we graduated high school, I feel like nothing's changed in the AI world, like in the consumer AI world.
Yeah. There's definitely stuff that we don't see.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like they're waiting for the next release.
But what do you think, like, what the problem is? Because they're like, they have Apple and Google and everyone else has departments that solely work. Their one job is to work and develop and make AI better. Do you think that they hit a wall that, not like just a wall like where they can't get better, but a wall like, hey, if we get any better at this, we might be in trouble?
No, I don't think. I mean, I don't think they're really just concerned. When it comes down to it, they're concerned about money.
Yeah.
And they want to like make the money. So I think it's kind of like, imagine how they release iPhones.
Yeah.
They release iPhones twice a year, a new model every year, and a new model in the mid. So it's like they're definitely holding back stuff. It's easier for them. Like, they don't sell software; they sell hardware. You know what I'm saying? These companies don't sell software.
Yeah.
Google's software, you can't buy Google programs. I mean, yeah, you can't. It's all free.
But like the thing is, if they were to make strides in AI, that would be selling software. Like if Google made strides
But they don't.
to make,
It comes with it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but that's an
why.
incentive to buy their phone. Like
Totally.
If their AI is better than Apple's by a long shot, like by like standards of sci-fi technology, I'm switching to Google instantly. I
Yeah,
wanna
but
see
and
that shit.
that's exactly the reason that we're not seeing it yet.
Right.
Is because no one's releasing it. Like, if the next Google phone, if Google shipped out they're like, okay, on this phone, which they could ship it out on the current phone we have, but they're like, okay, on the next software update on the next phone, your Siri or your Google Assistant's going to be capable of having full contextual contextual forever, like forever contextual, like, because we get, what is it? How long?
It's
How far does it?
It can remember like a conversation, like a
like a conversation,
5-minute
like
conversation.
a recent conversation you
Like
just had with it.
anything, like anytime you activate it, it can remember that full conversation.
And then when you deactivate it, it's gone.
Yes. Yeah.
See, the moment that they push out fully self-realized
Where it remembers
contextuals-
your name, things about you, like where it remembers conversations that you've had with it, where it remembers
Yeah.
like that's a little scary because it remembers things that you've said to it.
Well, I mean,
But
Come on,
also,
you're-
that's like the point.
yeah, it's the point, and it's like if you're gonna, we know you're stealing our information. We know they're doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
So just give us the full enchilada. You know, I mean, keep stealing our info,
For sure.
whatever, but give us the full power of what you can do.
yeah, exactly.
You know, because I know you're
Yeah.
you're taking it.
100%.
So just give us full contextual. I won't even complain because people aren't scared of what they don't know about. I mean, most people. Some people are. I am, and I think you are too. And I think that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
But if they don't,
Well,
I'm talking
when it
people in
comes
the-
to this stuff,
people in the-
I embrace the unknown.
yeah.
Like
but
I want this stuff to happen.
people like your grandma.
Yeah.
Like if your grandma, talks to her phone, and her phone says something smart alecky like, "Are you sure you want to be going to this restaurant? You haven't, I don't know. Say she like is addicted to Chinese food, and she's like, you've eaten Chinese food 4 days in a row now, and she'd be like, what? How did you know that? And then it's just like, well, because your travel locations and like
yeah.
everything,
And your purchases. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like as soon as people realize, wow, your phones can, talk to you and tell you this stuff, I don't like it. Well, that's when people are starting to push back, and that's what companies don't like. I feel like they don't want that
Yeah.
push back.
I feel that.
'Cause-
They might just be waiting for the new generation because the new generation has grown up with bots, so they're more used to
Yeah.
what Siri is, and they're used to what Siri has become,
Mm.
and I feel like they are ready for an upgrade, and it might just be the boomers and the older generation that isn't ready for that upgrade, is in fear of that upgrade.
I feel like, yeah, and I feel like you can't discredit like the whole generation, obviously, because I feel like some people a lot of people that are creating this software are that age group. Like
Yeah.
they're people that are up there in like the 40s and 50s, and
Yeah.
they're still working there doing like very crazy software stuff. But yeah, it's just it's all marketing. It's like, when do we do it?
Yeah.
And right now it's not really
Well, what sucks is that I feel like there's been a lull in like advancements in technology because now what we're all excited about is if the notch is going away. Like,
they keep us on our toes for
remember
that. Yeah.
whenever there was something like crazy, like having 1 billion songs in your pocket? There
Yeah.
hasn't been something like that in a long
Like
time.
boom, like it's just all
Like,
there.
Yeah, it hasn't been something like a big release like that. Right now, it's been like, oh, we have a new chip that makes the phone faster, or we're getting the notch smaller, the screen is bigger. Like, it's decent technology strides, but it's not astronomical.
It's not really stuff we haven't. It's not really stuff we haven't seen before. Like,
Yeah.
to be fair, okay, it's amazing. It's great that you can put,
Mhm.
a 4K photo, like 4K camera in my pocket.
Yeah.
But there's 12K cameras out there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're
for sure.
bigger, but that type, it's not anything we're not used to.
Mhm.
You know
Like,
what I'm
it's
saying?
not Steve Jobs level of progression.
It's not
I feel
like-
like if he was still alive, he would still be hounding on his engineers to be making new strides. And
Well,
since
they've made them, and that's
they
the thing.
they have, but not as big as when he was alive.
What they're doing is they're tiptoeing around.
Yeah.
How can we get people excited for the littlest things, so we can save and incrementally get to the big things and squeeze every last dollar out of
Yeah, it's all
these
about the money.
people's pocket, like every year.
Yeah.
Is it worth it to release the big hologram feature this year? Because everyone's gonna buy a phone and they're gonna love that phone for 3 years after that.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I don't blame them because I would do the same thing in their shoes.
Yeah.
And because honestly, as a consumer, this upcoming October when they release the next iPhone 12, I'm gonna buy the iPhone 12. I have an iPhone. What is it? 7 or
That
6
is-
or 8? It's
I
time.
don't know what that is.
I had a 10 for a while and then it busted,
Yeah.
and then went back down to like the 7, and now like it's time for another upgrade. So there is like a lot of consuming that happens. So
What
it's
did you
hard
say,
for
Mitch?
Jonah-
Natty Light. No way. That is not what that is.
Yeah. No. Ooh, it's not. It's a beer, Josh, but
It's a real beer.
Yeah.
Kind of. Not really, actually. It's just.
It's a HEB beer. I think it has the same. I think it's made by HEB.
Oh,
No, it's not.
Okay.
I have to pee. Not gonna lie to you.
Okay, I'll just chill here.
Yeah. Have fun. Just talk to. You just come stare at the camera.
Hi. I might actually look up some stuff. Oops, sorry. There we go. Let's see what we got here on the old internets. There's general stuff here. Series next update, huh? That's all interface stuff. It's all... Yeah. Siri may get a huge upgrade. Let's see. Go away. Oh, I thought that was the end of the article.
I'm back.
Yeah, that's... I mean, there's just no... I just looked at the headlines for... If you look through these headlines, it's like, Siri's next update, iOS 14. Like, we already know... Yeah, it's got a redesign. Cool.
Yeah, that's about it. Just like a refresh of how she looks.
Yeah, it's a new interface. I know. Now, the voice, I will say, the voice, they got it down.
Do they?
Like, maybe not for you.
I have iOS 14. Siri, spell something.
We also have a lot on iPhone.
She didn't spell.
Let's see.
She didn't spell it.
Hey, Siri, tell me a joke.
Kid joke alert. Why are stars bad at staring contests? Because they're always blinking.
I mean,
It's decent. It's still at the same level for me. Like Alexa's
No,
Alexa's
hey.
a lot better.
you think?
A lot better than that, yeah.
That's pretty good. I have mine set to an Australian voice. Let me change it to the American one.
And Alexa has this a whisper mode. Did you know about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of... I mean, that's cool, but it's kind of gimmicky stuff. I mean, I guess the whisper is cool because it works in
Yeah.
anytime you whisper to it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think that's
I mean, that's cool.
That's a cool. That adds to a
but
personality
that's
by
not
a
what
lot.
we're after. Even like we're after like dynamic conversations.
Yeah. Google has that. Google has that, but more than anyone.
But to
But
what,
not
to how far? You know,
To
it's
when you
like,
activate it.
but
So,
y-
like,
I think I've tested it before,
it's pretty good.
and
It's
I
not
think
bad.
I was like, all right, this is definitely cool. You have context.
I don't know if we can test it on.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a Google Pixel or something. And it's
But I know it's like
very good. And actually it calls. Did you see the press
yeah.
Google press conference where
That was a
I don't know
while
what it's
back. That was like a year and a half
That was
ago.
about
2 years
years.
ago, maybe
Yeah.
3.
where like it called a barbershop and
For the-
scheduled an appointment for its like owner,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty.
See that just
That
that alone
strides.
makes me know that okay, it's literally possible. So just give it to us. Like
Yeah.
just give it to us. Just do it.
So if Google's doing it, where is Apple? And like you said,
You know,
it's just the money.
You know that they are doing it. You know that they have it. And the thing is they just
It just sucks, dude. Like
You
we
just have to
could be, that's that curve that we were talking about last night. It could be going a lot faster, higher, upper if people weren't worried so much about money.
well, we were listening today. About that first part of that. We listened to another Joe Rogan. Listened to 2 Joe Rogan podcasts today,
Yeah.
and talking about the surprise kill vanish.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Annie I think is her name, and she's talking about drone technology was available in the 1960s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think 1940s, late 1940s, they actually had it, and late 1960s we saw it they were like using it in crazy ways.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy to think
And
about.
now,
that
and
drones-
only just now has it become like
a consumer product.
Yeah, and I say just now. I mean, it's probably been like, it was in our
It's been
lifetime.
like 10 years, yeah. A
So
little under that, probably 8 years.
yeah,
But yeah, that's crazy that they've had it for 40 plus years, 50 almost years, and we didn't know about it.
yeah,
Like, that's crazy.
that is pretty crazy.
That's insane. But that makes you wonder, what do they have now? Like, what do they have that they're keeping secret now? What
Well,
kind
and
of
they have-
technology is available
Yeah,
that we don't know about? Like, is there an AI out there that is fully autonomous and fully aware and has like a
and
soul?
I search for it all the time. I find myself on the internet like, I need the best AI. Like, what's the best AI capable? And all I get is that stupid robot. That's just like
Yeah, the little text
it's
text
so
bot
dumb.
where you have to text them and they text back and they're like your friend.
Well, Replica. Okay, Replica's cool, but Replica's like, that's what it is, right? That's what we're talking about.
I think so. I don't know the name of it.
It's called Replica. Replica, if you haven't tried it, try Replica. It's a pretty cool app. But that was not even made by a big company.
Really?
That's a team of 35 people. Like, and that's the best thing I've seen yet. Because it remembers stuff way back. Like as soon as it's really improved. They have like a little face that you can use now, a little digital face that you can build what the AI looks like, and it's cool, but it's kind of gimmicky.
Yeah.
It's like not the real
Yeah.
deal, like what you would expect AI, like the Ex Machina, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. The movie.
I'm looking for like out of Halo, like
I want it to scare me.
Cortana kind of stuff. Like,
I want it to scare me.
Yeah.
It should be like,
It should be like talking to a real person.
yeah, like right now.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
should be like, maybe not this good.
Yeah, maybe not like start a podcast with it, because that would be OP as hell.
Can we talk about the Midnight Gospel for a little bit on that? So like how he goes into simulations and he like interviews simulated beings
Yeah.
about their life. Like imagine AI that way, an AI that's supposedly lived a life doing something, and you interview them about their
Ooh.
life. Like that would be a great
Yeah.
podcast.
Interviewing AI.
Interviewing androids. That would be so cool.
Bro, we have to build a
That would be so
podcast
cool.
for that.
That would be awesome. Maybe, hopefully, we'll get to do that in the future, and I would love to be one of the first people to do that.
Yeah, interviewing AI.
That would be great.
That would be. Holy cow.
I think, but yeah, I think they definitely. I think Tim Cook probably has the best Siri on his phone right now, and he probably just talks that thing all the time.
Yeah, I would believe it, 100%. Yeah.
What would it be capable of doing? If it was just on your phone?
If it was just on your phone, I mean,
Like, what if you? Well, I'd not
I
even
don't
say
know.
that. Like, because you have CarPlay now. Like that thing can follow you. It can be on your wrist.
yeah,
It can be on your phone, and it can be in your car. I mean, that's pretty much everywhere you need to be.
yeah,
That's everywhere.
yeah.
It goes underwater. This thing goes underwater, so it's like, I mean, you can't really talk to it like that, but still,
But it's
with you.
It still works. I don't know what it would be able to do like in the modern day. Like say Steve Cook does have the latest for the newest pre-beta of Siri.
Yeah.
Like it could.
What more would you want it to do? I guess is a better question.
I mean, right now I would like just be able to. I mean, talk
Like-
to it like it's a normal person.
Like
That's
for
the biggest
therapeutic
thing.
reasons, almost, right?
Yeah, I mean
what-
that, and then
Just because it's cool.
just because it's like nice to like be able to say like to be able to say hey Siri, and she actually like listens, and then she's like, what's up, Jared, and then
But like, yo, I've been having a really hard day. Like,
Or-
do you have a cool podcast to put on for
or
me?
like maybe she's like talking, maybe she's like God almost, like where she's talking to a billion people at once. She's a cloud, and I'm like, how's your day been? And she tells me about some random person in Europe that she had a weird experience with. Yeah, some guy in Europe asked me about chocolate, and I didn't know this. Did you know this? I'm like, oh shoot, no, that's freaking cool.
It's like random facts.
Yeah, but like plugging it into real life and like making it more realistic and making it like more natural and more human.
Yeah. Not like, today I, like, what did you do?
Like, let's ask you right now, what did you do today?
I'm not sure I understand.
See,
Like,
that's,
what did you really do today?
Yeah.
Well, today I
and
talked to
that-
480
that-
million people.
Yeah, that's cool. That'd be awesome. And that entirely needs to be like, that's what I think Tim Cook is having on his Siri. That does not exist. She knows the answer to everything. Even if she doesn't understand, she could be like, hey, what'd you say? I can't hear you. And then if she still can't hear you, she's like, can you say it one more time? And then finally, if you're just speaking gibberish to her, she's like, I don't understand, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You might have something wrong with your phone. You might need to check it. Like,
Yeah.
maybe your speaker's broken.
Yeah, maybe your,
Or maybe
mic
your
is
microphone's messed
busted.
up. Like, real world stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Like, how to solve the problem.
because I hear that.
Hey, I can't hear you.
I
Your
hear
mic
this
might be
from
broken.
Siri so much.
Yeah.
So much. And it needs to stop.
Yeah.
It's 2020. And it needs to, like.
We need to solve problems.
Yeah.
Solve problems.
We really do.
Like, hey, your phone might be broken. Here's a repair shop.
And I also, I also don't want her to like pull up a web page.
Yeah,
if
I don't like that.
Yeah.
either.
Like
I
I want her to be able to
I want
answer my
answers.
questions. Like she should be able to read the internet because we have the algorithms, we have the AI to read
Find the
pages,
good information.
pull the good stuff, and then say it back. It's literally so easy. I could program that. I couldn't probably program that, but
I mean, if
it's
you really
super
tried,
easy.
you probably could.
Yeah, it's super easy. So I don't understand why Siri isn't that good yet. Google is definitely blasted Siri by a lot right now,
Yeah.
just because of the latest, the
Agreed.
the conference that we were talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping. I think every iPhone that we've talked about, we've always been hoping for the next Siri update.
Every time since the first one came out.
Yeah.
Since voice control was all that you had.
Oh, I remember
Remember
voice control, dude. That was so bad.
But we were so excited for it.
Yeah, we were hyped.
We were
'cause
like-
there's nothing like that before.
Yeah. It was like, what could it even do? Open up this app.
Yeah.
And it would just open it. And that's all I did. You're like, dude, we're magic.
Yeah.
Like,
And Josh, actually, there was the shortcuts thing in iOS 14 is kind of
Yeah.
nice, but you have
Okay,
to program
that's
that
cool.
yourself.
and yeah, that's cool. But yeah, you'd have to program that yourself. Like,
Yeah. If you don't know what you're talking about, the shortcuts is like this new thing in iOS 14 where you can like,
Nice, actually.
if you're
pillow like that.
like an if when thing, like so if your phone starts charging, then do
Yeah,
this
say,
command.
oh, I'm charging up now.
Yeah.
Or-
And you can make Siri say something, or you can make your phone do something,
Yeah.
which is nice. It's a lot better than. I think it's a step in the right direction because
Mhm.
if they take popular shortcuts that a lot of people are using,
And just start implementing them automatically.
that is
Like,
the way to do it.
implement
That's a
the
good
ones.
data
It's
dump.
machine learning.
The thing is, they
that's
don't have to
machine
do
learning.
any work. They can literally do stuff like that. We do all the work for them. They take the data from it and then just throw it into Siri. It's super easy. So there's no excuse.
There is. There's the money. That's
I
the
mean,
only
yeah,
excuse.
that's the excuse. But it's stupid. That's the
Yeah.
excuse. How I don't understand. How are the guys on the Siri development team getting paid? Because they've been developing for years now, and they've not released a single thing.
Well, that's not their fault. That's the marketing team's fault.
still. It's like me and you
I guess it's.
in the website developing world of what we work in,
Yeah.
and we're just sitting there like we are developing websites, but
And we're pushing it out as soon as we can.
but we're not publishing them. Is the thing.
What do you mean?
Like that's what the Siri development team is doing.
Oh yeah, just
They're-
developing.
They're
but they don't-
developing, but they're not
publishing
They're not
anything,
publishing
yeah.
anything.
Exactly.
So it's just
Waiting for the right time. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a weird.
Well, they get to, and that's the thing is, they get to control. That's just another That's just another layer of control.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess if you made it, then props to you.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that they were talking about on the podcast is like, when you use a device,
Mhm.
like you give up your power to that device. Like that device kind of owns you a little bit, and it's not the device even. It goes deeper than that. It's the person who made it. Like you're entrusting your life. Well, whatever you put into that device, you're entrusting that person with it. Like,
Yeah.
and something he said was, or she said, the girl that he was with. I don't know if I agree with it. Is that technology is only as good as the person who made it. And I think that isn't necessarily true anymore. because
Because
It's
there's a couple reasons.
well, number one is now technology can expand itself through machine learning.
Yeah.
So it's no longer as good as the person who made it.
And two, the person that made it could just be the start. Like there could just be the plant of the seed, and other people could pour that data into it.
Yeah, I guess
water
the
that
people
seed.
who made it.
Yeah.
But I think machine learning overlooks that definitely because
Yeah,
it's like
for sure.
there was a headline that I saw on YouTube, and I didn't click it because I already knew the whole thing from the headline.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a Facebook. What was it? Oh yeah, Facebook AI. Was taught. It's like a program. The headline said, "Facebook AI teaches itself new language."
No way.
Yeah, and then the developers couldn't understand the language,
What?
so they had to pull the plug on it. Yeah, that is horrifying.
That's
Like, think about that.
yeah.
I don't know if they pulled the plug on it, but it said, like, AI teaches itself new language, and like people
Yeah.
didn't understand what was going on.
That's pretty freaky stuff. AI is getting
Like-
a lot better.
2 AI bots to talk to each other, and then they just start speaking gibberish. And they realized it wasn't gibberish. They're like, wait a minute, they're communicating.
Yeah.
just in ways that we don't understand. And like,
See, I guess that could be a problem in the development with Siri too, because if Siri start talking to each other, or if they start speaking gibberish, and like, that could freak some people out. That would freak me out. If my Siri started going crazy on
I feel
me,
like there'd have to be a.
I'd be like, all right, Apple, you need to get your shit on lock.
Well, I feel like there'd have to be a rule to where Siri couldn't talk to itself. They'd have to put in some sort of like frequency,
Yeah.
because if it did, like, it would just get too deep and weird for people.
Yeah.
And that's not to say like it wouldn't be cool to see what they'd say to each other. I'm sure it'd be cool, but
Yeah.
it
But it's
could
not
lead.
meant for, like,
it's not meant for that,
consumers.
and it shouldn't.
Yeah.
But that's so we just drew a moral line. We just said Androids shouldn't be able to talk to each other, just us.
Yeah. I mean, maybe to talk to each other to get things done, but not.
But they don't have a reason to get things done with each other.
Not yet.
Because it's the same. They're the same program.
Well, yes, but
But
I'm,
they
I'm
also know,
talking
and they
about
know different people though. If we're talking about our
A
Siri,
cloud-
our
cloud
dream
based,
Siri,
yeah,
our
cloud
dream
based one.
Siri, yeah.
But like, say you have an AI that like its job is to deliver Amazon packages, and it uses AI just to do that, and like, then it needs Siri to say open your door in the future, like when Siri's able to do that.
It needs that.
So it can communicate to Siri, hey, I have a package for you. Can you open your door and I can throw this in?
And then Siri says to you, "Hey,
There's a
There's
package.
a package waiting
Or
for you.
even if this is far enough in the future, Siri just knows and like, hey, this is an Amazon bot. It's verified. Then yeah, we'll let you in. So lets you in, puts the package in your door, and then it leaves. Like,
yeah."
so that's the only reason I can.
instance.
Yeah, that's the only reason I can think of bots talking to each other.
For behind the scenes stuff like that.
Yeah, for that kind of stuff. Which
That's
which
true.
programs already talk to each other, kind of like that. a
They
little
do.
bit. Like,
They
because
do.
we have this program called Printify that talks to our Squarespace store.
Yeah, it's
And-
very simple and it's very text based.
Yeah.
But if these assistants, if Amazon had an assistant, like a backdoor assistant that talked to Siri's backdoor assistant,
Right.
like literally, I guess they could talk in encryption and code, like their own
Yeah.
language. But if they say the developers we set them to English or whatever for this country, like they have to like actually figure out and solve problems and think of the most efficient way. That's where it gets sketchy, because then you have to bring human emotion into that. What's the most efficient way to get this package to this house? Well, go on I-35 and go 100 miles an hour, and you might kill people along the way, but by God, it's going to be the most efficient way.
Yeah.
So it's just like that kind of stuff. It's like
Yeah.
you're giving them a lot of power.
I mean, there's already rules of robotics that robots can't do that. Because
We're also creeping up on. We want full self-driving to be a thing too.
We do, but there's
do.
rules of robotics, and that's closer than what we're talking about with Siri and AI.
Rules
like,
of robotics. Can you pull that up? I'm
Yeah.
gonna use the restroom real quick.
of robotics. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry about my spelling, ladies and gents. Let's see how many people are actually watching us. Oh, excuse me. Burping. This beer's got me burping. One person. Hey, that one person, thank you so much for tuning in to our podcast. We truly do appreciate you. If you'd like to drop a hello in the chat, we would not mind that one bit. Hopefully the algorithm picks us up here pretty soon and starts sending viewers our way, but we'll see. So, there's 3 laws of robotics.
What is it?
There's 3 laws of robotics.
And who is enforcing these laws?
It's supposed to be enforced by anyone who develops AI. The first law is the robot may not injure a human being or through inaction, allowing a human being to come to harm. The second law is a robot must obey the orders given by human beings, except when such orders would conflict with the first law. The third law is when a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. So it has humans as the top priority. It has may not injure human being. That is the top priority. 100%. So,
right.
That's the deal. That's the deal.
Where is this on? The Guardian?
Well, I don't know.
Guardian.
The Guardian is what that's on.
Is that from?
It's on Wikipedia. It's on Webhome. Those are the official ones. Rules of robotics, and I think there's a 0. Is there a 0th law? Oh yeah, the 0th law is a robot may not harm humanity or by inaction allow humanity to come to harm. So, it's supposed to be like instilled in all robots that.
It's like it's like the fail-safe.
Yeah. So, that's a good start that we have that sorted.
As long as no one develops anything privately that would kill people, then maybe something that would fly around and shoot people.
There's definitely already that.
Maybe some sort of drone that would assassinate enemies.
Yeah. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean that's
great.
not
AI is the thing. That's like someone's controlling that.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, someone's controlling that. 100%. I don't know if they trust AI enough to be able to do that yet.
You don't think that AI is being used in the field to assassinate,
I think machine learning is being used to help people pull the trigger.
You don't think AI's ever pulled the trigger?
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
I don't
think it's that good yet.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know about that. I just feel like, man, they talk about
it would have to be fully. It would literally have to be fully autonomous to be able to pull the trigger.
I mean,
a full, actual, sci-fi level stuff robot. And know the difference between right and wrong.
Well, not if it knows its mission.
No, it would need to know. It would need to know.
You think?
Yeah, several different factors to be able to complete a mission.
That's true, because if something got in the way.
Yeah.
Then it's do I take that out?
There's a lot of factors that go into pulling the trigger. A lot.
I just wonder, how do you think it's ever happened? You think AI's ever pulled the trigger?
I don't think so. I think machine learning definitely helps people pull triggers. I think there are drones that is
fly themselves.
Yeah, fly themselves, and then that hone
maybe
in on
even
target.
Find a target.
Yeah, find a target for sure. Yeah, but I think it'd be very hard and a very easy lawsuit for someone just to light up an entire village because an AI wasn't working right because there's so many factors that go into it. There could be weather. There could be even whenever you're saying like VR, like whenever you think about pulling the trigger, like that's a factor too. Like humans even think about pulling the trigger before they pull the trigger, and robots like they wouldn't.
They don't. They just go, all right, click.
Yeah, they're like, this is my mission. There's a lot of children around this target. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger.
Gun on head, pull trigger.
Yeah. So it's. I don't think we've gotten that far yet. I hope one day. Well, I don't hope that we can have an assassin bot one day. That wouldn't be a good thing to hope. But I hope AI is good enough to where we can use it to protect people.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
A lot of limits.
Yeah. I wouldn't explore that field.
Well, and I think
ever.
I think it depends on
That'd be
where
the last
we
field I
get
would explore.
first, because we last podcast we talked about being connected in our brains.
Yeah.
Well, if we get there before we get to AI, it's almost like we really wouldn't need it. If we go into this metaverse and we already have everything we kind of want in there.
Yeah.
Like if you can generate your own personal assistant.
Yeah.
Why would you need to?
Well, the thing is, I think AI needs to be at that level in order to put it into VR. So those two definitely coincide. But what doesn't coincide is...
Will one destroy the other before?
No, VR would destroy AI. AI
well, I'm saying, would AI destroy us before we got to enjoy that stuff?
Possibly.
That's
That's very possible. I mean, Elon is so scared of AI.
Yeah.
So scared of AI. He is terrified.
But he needs it.
Yeah, he does.
He needs it for a lot of his stuff.
Half of his stuff. His rocket lands itself because it's so smart, dude.
Yeah.
His cars drive themselves. He's the king of AI, but he's terrified of it. Well, and for good reason. Like it could go terribly wrong at any time. If it gains autonomy and thinks it's better than us, which it easily could. It could pull if it has access to the internet, it knows immediately it's better than us. Go to iFunny for 2 seconds, you're better than any human ever. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, wasn't there a bot on Twitter? Do you remember this? There was a bot on Twitter. I think it was in 2018, and Twitter broke the bot. Twitter got the bot, I think, banned on Twitter because they taught it to be a Nazi. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't? I forget
No.
what it was. A girl robot. Girl robot, and it was learning from what people would tweet at it, and it would take in information and it would be able to form sentences, and it did a couple good memes at first, a couple pretty good. It was very. It looked like a real Twitter user.
That's how the world ends.
Which most of them are pretty bawdy anyway. Twitter
Yeah.
users are pretty.
They're not so bright.
Yeah, they're not brightest ever. So it looked like a real Twitter user, and Twitter ended up breaking it and spamming it with Hitler messages and stuff like that. So it took that information in, and then just put out a bunch of racist propaganda. Yeah, and it was a mess. I think the company had to take it, get it banned or something like that from Twitter.
That's crazy. Well, that's bad symbolism for what AI is. That's bad symbolism.
Yeah.
We create something, someone creates something really good, and then everyone else makes it something really, really bad.
Well, that's the thing about the internet is the safety behind the keyboard, and using if people know that they are a data source for something, they're gonna screw with it because they have that safety behind the keyboard. They're oh dude, I could screw this up. It could be kind of funny.
Yeah.
It could be a meme.
Yeah.
That's the big difference between VR and the safety behind it.
It has to be regulated by something. Our Siri's regulated.
Yeah.
They choose what data
Yeah.
to use. But a bot like that doesn't. It just takes all of it.
It just takes in information, yeah. And you have to have regulations and limits to it.
And then who gets to regulate that? And then,
Well, I mean the developers, but I think that's an easier regulation than you put keywords hey, don't say Nazi, don't say, it's just a censorship kind of thing. Don't say, I can't say anything else. because we're live streaming on YouTube. But you get the
You
point.
can't say it at all.
Yeah. Can I say Nazi? Is that allowed on YouTube?
No, Nazi's banned. Can't say Nazi at all. Don't even think about saying Nazis.
I think we already said Nazi a lot.
Oh. Oh.
Well, you know what I could go for right now? Some freaking Taco Bell.
Really?
Yeah, Taco Bell sounds so good right now.
I think I'm good. I'm alright. I'm pretty good for some reason.
After this podcast, I'm gonna eat some Taco Bell.
Let's see how we're doing. See if anyone's one
One
concurrent.
viewer.
One person. Oh
Full
yeah.
viewer. Thank you, viewer.
We've had 6 total people stopping by. Oof. If you have any questions,
Drop them in the chat.
anything in the chat, let
Just
us know.
Josh. Just Josh in the chat.
Josh said something and then he probably left as soon as you said that.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it's a vibe. Yeah. Let's watch the video. Let's watch this video I pull up.
Yeah, pull up the video. What is this?
This is Disrupt. It's a VR video. I'm gonna watch it on your phone.
Want to pause it so we can watch it at the same time?
Well, it's too late already. I'm already watching it, but it's okay. We'll catch up. We'll skip some parts. Only 5 minutes long.
Continues the story for you. So it's almost like an infinite Dungeons and Dragons where you can do
I don't know what he was talking about after 4:11. We stopped at 4:11.
We just listened to the dream part.
Yeah, the dream part. And so the app that he's talking about, or that text conversion app where you say "I am," that's a real thing that's on the App Store right now. Where it's like a D&D dungeon kind of thing where you can say certain things.
But it's all text.
It is text based. So he's talking about running that text based program.
Software.
Yeah, that software.
And then taking the keywords.
Yeah, and
generating stuff in 3D.
Yeah, and then putting it into VR.
Right.
Which is crazy to think about, and I think AI is our missing piece that because
it fills in the gaps.
Yeah, he says that he doesn't think it's possible to do right now, which I agree with him there. But I think AI is the missing piece to be able to fill in those gaps and to be able to make sure that everything works together perfectly.
Mm.
But it's a very cool concept of it's an infinite game.
Yeah, it's just a game it's new. It's new every time you play it. And it's not just new in like, oh, it's a new world. Like it's a new, it could be a new style of generation. Like it could be something.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be 2D sometimes. Like it's just it's weird.
Yeah, it could be literally anything. It's so crazy. It's freaking wild.
And how do you wrangle back AI for making that? Like if we're using AI to generate stuff, how do we wrangle it back to something that humans can understand? Like, you know, how do we, because say it starts generating this world and it just starts like, the AI is like, oh, perfect, boom, 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 let's do this. And then it's just simply something that doesn't make sense for us.
Right.
Like it makes sense for the AI, but maybe we're just too stupid to get what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
You know? But it's not that really that we're stupid, it's just that it's not really worth our understanding.
Yeah.
You know, how do we give it our understanding? Like we have to give it human understanding for it to know that.
I think data entry or data mining is like the answer too. Just like pulling from only human thoughts and like human
consciousness.
Yeah, human data, human input basically would be the way to make the thing most human. If you if you give it human access first before you give it internet access, it'll be more human. But if you throw a new AI
into the internet,
there's no telling what you're gonna get from that thing. I don't know if my camera died.
Okay. I have something to kind of talk about, so it's alright. So, yeah, I mean that's kind of like raising a kid. Like,
yeah,
it's like, think about that. If you raise it in a household that, you know, doesn't have technology as like its main source of data, then you get a very human like kid. But now we're seeing like a lot of kids, and I think this is a fairly new thing. There's like a lot of kids like these days, I'd say probably kids 14 and under, 15 and under. 14's probably about right. Right now, kids that are 14 and under were raised by the iPad. Like, a lot of them were.
100%. Yeah, I agree totally.
And they are different. They're definitely different.
It's going to charge the full. I don't know if my batteries work anymore.
What do you mean?
I think they've been exposed to like some heat or something because they're not catching charge at all. But yeah, no.
But also,
every time you go to the grocery store and a kid won't shut up, you see a parent just hand over an iPad or an iPhone to the kid and they shut up immediately. They're being raised by YouTube, and I mean, one of my friends from Georgia, they know he's like 4 and he knows AI not AI. He knows a smartphone better than I do. He knows how to do everything about it.
It's crazy. That is crazy. And it makes me wonder, because, you know, I grew up with the internet, kind of. I think the first time I saw the internet, I can remember it, and it wasn't It was like really, really cool. It was like. Sorry, I'm trying for him to come back. He went out. La ha ha. Ha. The first time I saw the internet, I think YouTube was the first. It was on a computer, I remember, and YouTube was the first thing I saw. And this is like, smartphones weren't a thing.
Yeah, it was just computer.
Like it was Blackberries, and like that was pretty much the height of it. It was I got a Blackberry, that's cool.
Yeah. I remember Blackberries.
Yeah, but on it they had desktop computers.
Yeah.
And I was on one, and I remember probably the first internet game I ever played online on a computer was The Sims 2, I think, or The Sims. And that was like really cool. And then I'm like getting on the internet, and I'm seeing like MySpace, and like I didn't have one, I didn't understand it, but like I was able to look at it, and I was able to go through YouTube, and I never even searched anything. I just clicked what was on the side because I didn't know what to search for.
Yeah, we didn't understand how it worked.
We were just like, oh, here's videos, what looks cool,
yeah,
or whatever.
And the first thing I remember doing is Google, and I just searched random things.
Really?
And then that's the only thing I remember.
See, I used YouTube as that, but just with the sidebar, and that was like this is like one night that I'm talking about. It's like the first night I really.
Yeah.
It's pretty vivid, actually.
Really, mine's a little blurry, but I do remember using Google my first time and like trying to like navigate. Like I was like, okay, what can I do?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
What can I do? What do you think a kid nowadays? Like
It's-
when their first time grabbing an iPad, it's probably.
Well, what
they're
was the first
smart.
what was the first technology you got?
That I got personally?
Your
Or that I was
first
handed to me?
technology that you were like when I got my iPod, which I was in sixth grade. I was in sixth grade, I think. What did that say?
Said reconnection successful.
Must have lost connection. Might as well check it. Just checking the connection. Hopefully we didn't lose it.
Oh, my phone just died.
Perfect timing.
Is it Chris?
Yeah, I think we're still good. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're chilling.
That's fast.
Yeah, it's real fast.
Shoot.
Yeah, we're live. I'm talking like milliseconds.
Dang.
So, yeah, I think the first. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, when I got my iPod.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, I was so hyped for that iPod. I was like sixth grade, and I knew like my friends had already had one. This is probably like the iPod 3, the iPod Touch 3.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yeah, I'd had a shuffle and a nano and all that.
Yeah.
And
Well, my first.
I just knew what to do with it. Like, I didn't need to read the manual. I knew, oh, you go here, you go here. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's very simple. You click on what you want. So I guess it's just.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's not simple to people who didn't grow up with the internet. Like, boomers
Mhm.
have not. I say boomers very broadly. I'm not talking about just boomers. I'm talking about like the older generations. But they have classes at the Apple Store that you can take to understand the software better,
Yeah.
the operating system better, which is like weird.
It's
Like,
weird to have an issue with that
yeah,
because it was built for you.
yeah, and with simplicity in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, and we, like, people who grew up in the information age or grew up with the internet as it was being built, have a better understanding
Yeah, it's just
for that kind of stuff, which is.
there was like a gap, and I think it's because of the way that we learn stuff, and because older generations know stuff that we don't necessarily have to know anymore, because it's like those are problems that we kind of already solved
Yeah.
using newer technology.
Yeah.
And I think I guess that'll always be a thing. And we're only like 20, so whenever they were 20, they were getting deep into those problems, just like we are. You know, it's just we're not old enough
Yeah.
to not know the answers to some problems.
Yeah.
Because they haven't even happened yet. So I don't know if we will have those same problems,
I mean, we'll probably have new problems because most of the problems are solved if they had
but we are thinking ahead. Like, we are thinking so far ahead. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird to think that we'll ever have issues
I mean, I think
with,
we're
with
gonna have.
technology.
I think we're gonna have problems with like AI. Is what I'm thinking of. Like we're gonna have problems there that we're gonna have to. figure
Yeah,
out.
because we don't code like AI. We don't do that stuff.
No.
So there's definitely a hierarchy. I'm not saying that we understand all technology, because we don't understand. We get a basis on how it works, but
Yeah.
I couldn't teach someone. I can teach you how to set up your internet access and network, and I can teach you how to.
I can teach you how to change your network name and password.
Yeah, and I can.
Almost anyone over 40 has no idea how to do that.
Oh, not a clue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, unless they do that for a living, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like. But I can't program software, but I can't.
Bad example.
Yeah, that's a bad example. I can't.
No,
I can't make an AI. I can't make an AI
no.
from scratch.
No.
There are people that can.
But the percentage is low.
There's a lot of people that can. They're just getting. They're working at the big corporations.
Yeah, for sure. Percentage is lower than.
I don't know, man. Do you know how many people are working for the government, like, that work in like the technology part? Like, I think it's higher than you think it is.
I don't think it is.
How can you not think that?
I mean,
dude?
there's teams of people that work on AI. It's not just like one person works on one AI. It's like a team of people, like of maybe 100 people per AI.
But I'm saying there are a lot of people out there that could program their own AI. You don't have. I mean, just because you're one person doesn't mean you can't do it. It would just probably take a long time. But I know that there are a lot of people that if they had the time in their life, they could program a really good, fully functioning AI. You can't. How can you disagree with
I
that?
wouldn't know where to start. Is the thing. Like where,
That's what I'm saying. We couldn't do it.
I know, but like
But there are people that can.
I don't know. Like that. Like where do
What?
you? But where do you start? If you don't know where to start, how can you say that people know how to do that?
Because we have AI.
I know.
What
but
are you
like,
talking about?
I'm saying like.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying that like, freaking if.
Because I can look up a YouTube video and learn how to program an AI from a guy on YouTube. That's how.
That's true.
Like, that's how.
Can you do that?
Yes, you can. I've done it. It takes a long time to sit through a 45-minute video of some guy looking at code on a screen. Like, no one wants to do that.
I mean, you're talking about like the base AI, like not the AI we've been talking
Tutorial
about.
number 1, machine learning. Tech with Tim.
Tech with Tim. This is very simple, like data pulling AI. Like this isn't like anything that we've been talking about. I'm talking about like AI that we've been talking about the past hour or so.
I mean, this is machine learning tutorial 1 out of I don't know how many. I mean, I'm saying if it's out there,
the number's lower than you think it is.
I don't think so. I think that technology is the
We'll
future,
agree
and
with
that
this
we're
one
only
there.
going to have coding jobs are the jobs of the future, man.
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, there's different types of coding. It's not all like, not one language of coding isn't like if you learn a language of coding, you're not going to know how to develop an AI.
Yeah, but you know, there's school like there's a school called Bethel School of Coding, and they teach you like 6 languages. And once you've learned 6 languages of coding, it's like learning a language like on its own. Like when you figure out the science of learning like a language, it's easier to learn another one.
But with that kind of schooling, it's like they're focused on like either web design coding or there's
Every
different types of coding. It's not like you learn a
Yeah.
language and you know all different types of coding. There's web design coding, there's program developing coding, there's gaming coding. It's not like they're interactive for sure. Like you can use the same line of code to do something, but just because you know that same line of code doesn't mean you know what to do with it when it comes to building a game. Like say I'm building a website with HTML. and not HTML is a bad
I
example.
mean,
CSS.
JavaScript, yeah.
Yeah, JavaScript. And then I want to go. I know everything there is to know about a JavaScript website developing. Right. I know everything there is to know.
Well, if you,
I wouldn't know where to start with building a game. I wouldn't know how to, or
Yeah.
with even developing AI. I wouldn't know how to go about doing that.
okay, let's look up how many people are in the AI industry right now. How many AI engineers are there in Google?
$300,000. Not in Google, in the world. 300,000 AI engineers in the world. That's very small. That's like, that is so small. That's tiny.
In the whole world, when was that taken?
That was taken in, I think it was 2017. So 3 years ago. So it could have doubled, which is still tiny.
I mean, that's a lot of people.
No, that's tiny.
And that's including companies. That's including people that are currently like working for companies, right?
That's just the whole. Yeah, that's the whole world. How many people in the world? 80
So,
billion. 80.
80 what? No.
80 billion. How many?
7 billion? 8 billion? 80 billion, we'd probably all be dead.
People
I think it's like 13.
in the world. I think it is around there.
13 billion.
7 billion.
Okay, yeah.
8 billion.
It's going up, so that's good.
Yeah, we've been on a steady increase. Actually, that line is a lot. That's less than the incline of that line is a lot less than I thought it would be.
Either way, we kind of got on a tangent here. I don't even know what we were talking about.
Neither do I.
We were
Yeah.
just trying to disagree on something. I don't remember what even the point was.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
How many people? Click on that full graph. I want to see the. Let's. How
Hold on.
far back does it
Look
go?
at this. It goes back to the 1960s.
It's got to go
So-
before that, right?
From 1960.
You tell me we didn't have that tracked?
One more, maybe? 1960. That's where it starts.
That's a bummer.
That's kind of weird to think about. That's so weird. 3 billion. So from 1960.
Who's counting?
I mean, we're on a
No, really, who's counting? I want to know.
I don't know, probably Google.
Hospital.
No, I suppose
Hospitals.
probably both. What's this? Oh, most of them in Asia. Holy cow! Majority of them in China and India.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that bevel compared to the U.S.'s. That's 327 million compared to 1.3 billion, bro. Holy cow!
That's like that's more than an.
Wow. That's crazy. You know they have
That's more than an
you know they
eighth.
have laws where they can like murder children like outside the womb because of
Is that still a thing?
overpopulation. Yeah, like you can. I think they can still kill their. If it's a girl, you can kill it. You have the legal right to kill it in China. I'm not positive on that. Don't fact
You
check
can
me.
fact check yourself, I guess.
China girl baby kill
Baby names, probably
female
infanticide.
infanticide. That is the Chinese deliberate killing of newborn female children. Countries with a history of female children.
Yeah,
I don't
click
know
on
if
that on
that's-
Wikipedia. Let's see what that is about.
That was in 19. That was about 30 years ago. That it was doing it. I don't know if it's still in 2017 in Pakistan. I mean, heck,
Just type in, does China kill babies?
it does. China.
Have a child limit.
They do have a child limit. I know
There is
that's
a limit.
fact.
I think it's like 2, right?
It's a one child.
What?
Oh, hold on. They decided in 2013 they decided to relax the one child policy to 2 children per family.
Oh, perfect.
So They still have.
Okay,
two
let's
child
let's
policy.
let's look at that map again. Hold on. Let's look at that map again.
What map?
We don't have a child policy.
Yeah, I know.
So click on that. Click on that map. Okay, how much? Look at how much land they got. That's a lot of land. Look at how much we got. I'd say the ratio of land.
We have a lot of open land still. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, but look at the ratio of their circle to our circle.
Yeah,
I feel like they got still a good amount of land compared to that circle. I don't know if that circle's relative.
No,
but
it's not. It's most of it's in like the southeast. Yeah, the southeast like coast.
I mean, I've never been.
Shanghai.
I don't know how packed it physically is.
Oh,
Like,
it's packed, bro. It's packed. Look at this.
it's just people living in the woods.
It's just freaking packed. They're all get out. Oh my goodness.
Wow, look at all those places.
There's a penis. There you go.
That's pretty good. Look at all those delicious food places.
Man, those look so good. People Kitchen, Ellen Barbecue, Shushikon
Shanxi noodle.
flavor.
Shanzai.
Man, I almost want to go to China.
I think I'd rather go to Japan.
Yeah, Japan. We don't want to get that COVID. We probably shouldn't say that on stream because algorithm will take us down.
I think they'll boost us up.
Saying COVID is not good for creators. It's good for news outlets, not good for creators.
Oh.
But
Well, that's not good for us then. Don't want to say COVID.
well,
Don't want to say that.
you just said it.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, we can start wrapping it up, I guess, because
Yeah.
we're tired.
It's time to go home.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, it was fun. How many yours right now?
I don't know.
Nope.
Got one.
I don't think that's been. I think that's just us.
No,
What's
it
this?
doesn't count on there, I promise. Someone's got us on. Either way, doesn't matter. See you laters.
Yeah. Thanks
Bye,
for watching,
everybody.
that one viewer. See y'all next time.
Yeah.